Zack Hodges doesn't just believe the credo, the two-time Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year lives it.
I've been homeless, I've been without food, I've been out without water. Obstacles you can face in life, a lot of times they can be very testing, very challenging, but you have to realize that it's momentary, that it isn't forever.
Zack's father died of a brain tumor when he was just a year old. By the time he was in middle school, his mother, Barbara Wright Hodges, worked multiple jobs in Charlotte, North Carolina, where at times money was so scarce she struggled to keep a roof over their heads and put food on the table.
People very casually will say, oh, I'm hungry. When you're hungry, it can be all-consuming. I can't think, I can't operate, I can't sleep, I can't do schoolwork, I can't focus. All I can think about is this feeling in my stomach of hunger.
He found refuge on the football field, where he was a standout for Independence High School. But if Zack thought things couldn't get any worse, he learned otherwise on the morning of September 5th, 2008, when he heard a crash in the back room of his apartment.
All of a sudden, my mom, she collapsed onto the bed. I called 911. I start pulling my mom towards the front door, knowing the ambulance is gonna come.
At the hospital, doctors informed the 16-year-old that his mom had suffered a massive stroke.
The doctor comes back, pretty blunt, just like, hey kid, I'm sorry. We did the procedure, but I don't think she's gonna make it. The biggest struggle was trying to understand why God would take her from me when that's all that I had.
A week later, Zack suited up to play in a football game, just hours after laying his mother to rest. How were you able to play a football game on the day that she was buried?
I played in the game after burying my mom because we had worked really hard. That game was the next step in our life and our journey. All I can control is myself. And so I tried to move forward.
Zack moved to Atlanta to live with his aunt. And after a dominant senior season at Tri-Cities High School, he chose Harvard for what it could offer him on the field and off.
We knew that he'd had a tough time. We knew that he didn't have parents, but it wasn't something he wore in his sleeve. It wasn't something that he really wanted to spend a whole lot of time talking about. He was much more concerned with talking about the future than he was about the past.
Zack Hodges, I'm so proud of the man you've become. I'm really proud of you.
A 3-year starter for the Crimson, Zack finished his career as the school's all-time sacks leader with 27. Now he hopes to make a successful transition from defensive end to outside linebacker in the NFL. He isn't worried about the challenge. Life has taught him that success comes from belief in yourself and the ability to press on.
For the kid that's out there, going through something, struggling, realize that it's just a moment. It won't last forever.